Hey everybody, it's Eddie Joe on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. There's actually a lot to unpack. I've actually brought some news from last night as well because I wanted to talk about it a little bit more. This first article is very interesting to me. It's very interesting to me because my boy Ellie and I talk about gold versus Bitcoin all the time. Well, Nilam Resources, they're a South American gold miner, just bought 24,800 Bitcoin from a company called MindWave. I'll let that wash over you for a minute. A miner, a gold miner, a company that literally mines gold, just bought Bitcoin. If you can't see the irony in that, I'm just saying. I think it's more of hedging of bets and the realization that Bitcoin is something to be invested in. It is a store of value, and it's something that companies all around the world are starting to realize that, oh wow, we had better get in on this. Something else that I wanted to bring up. I mentioned last week or the week before last, I think it might have been the week before last, I brought up the fact that companies, different entities in the United States are going to have to, those publicly traded ones, are going to have to start saying if they've bought into the Bitcoin spot ETFs that are out there or have purchased Bitcoin directly or other cryptos directly, because that reporting has to happen. That in and of itself is going to be huge. I think that for next week could actually drive a lot of upward momentum. So I'll be paying attention to that in a major fashion. And as you might have thought, I'm probably going to DCA just a wee bit more, right? That's just me though. And then I started looking at base. What is that? That's one of the, what is it, layer 2 or something like that from Coinbase. Now it's not to be traded. It's not to be traded at all. It's not a coin. It's a platform for coins and a big platform for memes. Here's where the problem comes in. Here's the rub. The memes have caused greater congestion and higher gas fees. Now, I know that memes are very, very, very popular. I get it. I'm just trying to look at my notes here. It's built on optimism. That's what I was looking for. The memes are great for making, a nice bag of money, right? For a short period of time. I think they come in spits and spurts, right? But the reality is that all of that traffic of people buying and selling, trading of memes, one, to me seems it's not real traffic to me, right? Because the coin isn't doing anything. The coin isn't actually helping transact. It is the thing that's being transacted. Okay. So when I look at that, I kind of just go, yeah. So we have unnecessary traffic on certain platforms, certain blockchains that are going to drive up costs, are going to cause congestion. It just is what it is. So I sit there and I just go, yeah, you might have some popular memes, but how long is that going to last? And that's my fear with memes. I don't know how long that's going to last. And so if I don't know how long that's going to last, I'm going to play a very short game. If I play at all, I'm going to play a very short game when it comes to, it's Lotion. When it comes to meme coins. And I hope that you're doing your own research and paying attention to what those meme coins are doing. But Base is hot. So if you look at Base, Solana, a few of the other platforms out there, Avalanche, you can see that the same thing is happening. There's an incredible amount of traffic that gets stirred up, and in some case, pricing, surge pricing happens. But when I look at it, I'm kind of like, well, Shiba Inu was a meme. And in my definition of a meme, I don't consider it a meme anymore. I don't associate the word with it, but other people do. But from that whole meme mindset, we got Doge, we got SHIB, which Doge is used around the world. Might not be used here too much in the United States, but it is used around the world to actually transact. So who's to say that out of this set of new meme coins, this new generation of meme coins, we won't find the next Doge or SHIB? Some people are saying that it could have been Bonk, it could be Dog with Hat, it could have been Pepe. Pepe had some controversy, which is why it kind of stuttered there. So there are different things that are going on that could actually happen, and we'll see. We'll see how that community responds. We'll see how developers respond. Will they actually turn their meme coin into real coins? We'll see what happens. I don't know. Until then, I'm going to play it short. I'm going to get in and get out, whenever I think I'm realizing a bottom and realizing a top, right? Today's not the day for me because I would purchase Dog with Hat, and Dog with Hat yesterday was up 22, I believe, and today I think it's up like 12. So I'm not getting in today. Instead, there are other things that I'm getting into. What's next up? Nissan Motor is now getting into Web3 in a major fashion. They've actually filed trademarks. Yeah. They're getting involved. Let me just see. They're getting involved in a major way, embracing virtual reality, NFTs, and blockchain technology. That's big. It's bigger than what you think. It really is bigger than what you think. The more adoption that you have at the various levels, the closer everything happens. The more you get involved at this level, right? Large companies, institutions over here, retail over there, the wealthy over there, just different entities getting involved from different perspectives. The closer that those masses get, and eventually gravity just takes hold, and boom, there'll just be that explosion of the broad adoption of crypto. So I'm paying attention to Nissan Motor. Nissan makes good cars, right? So I'm paying attention to that in a major fashion, because imagine if they do the Alfa Romeo thing where, they use blockchain to track, car services and things like that. I mean, we really are moving into a direction of, cars being operated remotely. Don't believe it? Who was it? Was it Ford or General Motors filed for patents to enable them to disable features, even disable your car, even take your car back if you don't pay the bills? Now, some people would sit there and kind of go, oh, that's okay. Hold on a minute. What happens if there's a mistake? Your bill was due today, and there's usually a grace period, and they say, no more grace periods, and they snatch your car. Meanwhile, sitting in their mailbox is your check. I mean, if you still write paper checks, just as an example. Now your car just went by itself back to the dealership or whatever. That's a big deal. And they filed for copyrights and trademarks and all that stuff. And I'm just sitting back and just going, wow. So imagine being able to track different aspects of your vehicles via blockchain. Alfa Romeo, like I said, tracks service. That increases the value of an Alfa Romeo when it trades hands or wood, right? So I'm paying attention to things like that get closer and closer to our level of adoption, that retail level of adoption, that regular person level of adoption. Because it'd be great if I was going to buy a new car. I mean, if I were to track everything via blockchain, I'd never buy a lemon, right? Because it'd all be on there. And Carfax wouldn't have a job anymore, right? Just saying, there are use cases out there that people aren't thinking about and that they should. This is why I try to educate all the time. All the time. Not just myself, but my kids, you guys. I try to educate so that you guys and my kids continue educating me. It's a nice little group. I get educated, you get educated. We learn about new things. I learned about Mythos the other day. Nothing I would get into, but I wouldn't have even looked at it for one of my friends if Morgan hadn't told me about it. This is why I'm going to be having Friday night, talks. So every Friday night flips is what I'm calling it. Friday night flips every Friday, 8 p.m. I will have, it still says live show tonight. I'm going to change it to live show on Fridays. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Next story up, London Stock Exchange. I spoke about this yesterday, last night. The London Stock Exchange is going to be introducing Bitcoin and Ethereum ETNs, exchange traded notes, as opposed to exchange traded funds, ETFs. Probably the same thing. But my point is that increases demand, doesn't it? It increases demand for something that is about to be halved. On the Ethereum side, I'm dying to find out how that works out. I want to see what numbers pop up. Because remember, Fidelity, BlackRock, a few other companies want an Ethereum spot ETF. So, and they filed for theirs. So I want to see how that goes. The next batter up that I'm paying attention to, Swift. Swift is the company that, exchange, that does cross-border transactions around the world for the banking system. Well, they're about to get into CBDCs. They've just completed their second phase of testing for of the pilot program for CBDCs, because they know it's coming. They know countries around the world are going to be doing their CBDCs, and Swift wants to be there. They have a lock on the banks. Now they want to have a lock on CBDCs. Really cool stuff. My only issue with that is I asked a few months ago, I started asking last year, what do I need Swift for if I have cryptos? What do I need a CBDC for if I have cryptos? And that's because countries don't want to embrace, the already there technology. Why? Because, if I control my fiat, I can, I'm a country. That's basically what it comes down to. So I'm just looking to see how that all plays out, who's going to have CBDCs first and all that other good stuff. Remember, when sanctions happen, they usually happen via Swift. Swift will be, the United States say, hey, we're giving sanctions on, whatever country like Russia or whatever. Well, Swift will now cut that off. Russia right now is, because of all the sanctions, is rushing to, wasn't trying to make a joke, is rushing toward blockchain technology. So now the United States is going after that too. So there is a lot going on that we should be paying attention to that leads me to believe that demand is going up for cryptos. Demand is going up for cryptos in a major fashion. Even though Swift is doing what they're doing, that's cool. I'm not mad about that. But it does go back to my point that I've been saying for years. What's a bank? What do you expect a bank to do? Just help me to understand. Right? What do I expect a bank to do? Sending of money? Well, it was easier for people to use MoneyGram and Western Union, both companies involved in crypto now, or invested in by crypto companies now. It was easier for me to send money using that, right? Using one of those two services. Well, now I can use crypto. Oh, hey, Stitchy. Hey, Stitchy. Yeah, you can see his little snout right there. He sits on my foot, right? And then he wants his pets. It's the craziest thing. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. And how'd you guys let me sit there and, not have my little thing on? Gosh. Let me put my notes away. All right, let's refresh this data. I haven't done it, since I started recording. But you can see already that these are the winners. These are the losers. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and only these two are at the 5% mark. So do I care? No, I don't. I do notice that Toncoin is down 3%. Who cares? It's 3%. That's not even a move to me. That's just blip. But I will say this about Toncoin. I'm not really interested. Yes, they're ranked number 13. I'm really not interested. That the coin doesn't do anything. It's all about Telegram. So I don't. Somebody asked me about it, and I just can't get behind it. I just can't. Let's see. Starting from here, coming all the way down. Who's big? This whole list, everybody's big. So I can just pick out names that I know. Slurf. Not something that I'm into, but at 393 million. as a market cap and, having big noise behind it, up 38%, something to pay attention to if you're going to be into meme coins. That's one that caught my attention. Who else? Dog with hat, up 22 yesterday, 18 today. Wow. Bonk, 15% today. Shiba Inu, 14%. I love Shiba Inu. I love Shiba Inu. Aptos is up 14%. Another one that I would pay attention to. Don't care about internet computer. And that's it for right now. What's going on over here? 81 is the Fear and Greed Index. DeFi Llama, we're up to $128 billion in total value locked. Not bad. This is where you're going to find that total value locked. Right? Mona loves Maker. She loves Maker. Cool. I'm not into Maker, but she loves Maker. What else do we have? Bitcoin, again, making big moves at 70,746. Again, still within this relatively tight range. I could put another green mark over here, but we haven't had too much upside over there, so I can't put another band. I think the bands are going to wind up being a little bit bigger. But just look at this low band of mine at 57,686. All the way up to the green band of 69,355. That's where we hit a bunch of highs, right? Just within there, that's been the range. For the most part, that's been the range. Wow. Let's look at the big board. Looking at the big board again, just solidifying. Doge is up, SHIB is up, Cardano is up, Dog with Hat is up big. Kronos, not something I follow. Just because, crypto.com, I mean, what does that coin do? Toncoin is down. How is Toncoin? I can understand why it's down, but it's not something I would get into. I really don't. Again, I tend to get into things when I'm looking long term. I get into things that actually have a freaking use case. If it doesn't have a use case, then I have to think short term about it. If I think about it at all, right? Because I'm not loaded. I can't just throw money everywhere. I'm not Drake, I'm just not. I don't have pockets like that. I hope one day. I mean, my son will probably have pockets like that one day. I'm hungry and I have a crazy work ethic, but my kids, all of my kids have like a wicked work habit. Just wow. And it's not that they're constantly working. It's that it's that when they are working, they get more done, and their time management skills are ridiculous. And I guess that's because I had them play sports and do martial arts all through high school. From little teeny tots all the way up through high school. That's what they did. Just saying. It worked out for my family. Let's take a look at the numbers going across. And so we have Bitcoin up year to date, 67.44. Ethereum, 59.42. Let's see. And look at that. Solana still on a tear. 92% upward mobility at 195. Look at that. And remember, its all-time high was about 250. So do you have space? Yeah, you got tons of space. You got tons of space to make money on that. Somebody asked the other day, during last Friday's Friday night flips, somebody was like, "Oh man, what do you think about Solana hitting 2,000 this year?" And I was like, "I don't know if it'll hit it this year, but I know it'll hit it." How's that for nuts? That I have that kind of confidence that I think it's going to hit 2,000. Yeesh. If it grows the way it's supposed to grow, people are saying it could overtake Ethereum. My fear is not that it overtakes Ethereum. My fear is that it doesn't. Because if it doesn't, that means there had to be an event that stopped it. That's my fear. For Solana, that is. But you can see everybody's green right now. I just can't. I'm looking at the year to date, growth for Toncoin. I can't get into it. I just can't. And they look at that. They flipped Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is now down at number 12. That's insane. It shouldn't be. If you go by market cap, it shouldn't have flipped. It shouldn't have flipped Shiba Inu, or it did. Excuse me. And they're just going back and forth right now. But Shiba Inu is up 202% this year. this year alone. I told you, and Shiba Inu has made big money for me. So people put it down, and they like to talk crap about it, and I'm like, yeah, no, you talk as much as you want. I'm holding on to my bag. I shave some profits every now and then, but that bag is I like the weight of that bag. You know what I mean? Anyway. We can go on this list forever. Maybe I'll do that on Friday Night Flips. If you guys like that idea, I'll start walking through this one by one and giving you my opinion on each one. Hey, Stitchy. You saying hello to everybody? But that's it for today. I mean, there's more news that I'm expecting later on today, and we'll see what happens. But this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you have a good one. And don't forget, all the articles are on Grow My Bag TV. And also Friday is going to be Friday Night Flips, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to join and subscribe. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.